This girl is the nastiest skank bitch I've ever met. She is a ugly slut.
I'm gonna buy me a mic because I feel like when I do these videos, I should be holding something. Romantic comedies have been a staple. Romantic comedies have been a staple in film since the 1980s, and I'm one of those people that believe that the genre hit its peak in the early 2000s. This era basically adopted the throw something at a wall and see if it sticks idea method of the 80s, and then added a little bit of 2000 spunk to it. Some of my favorites are Bring It On, Not Another Teen Movie, She's the Man, Bringing Down the House, Shaun of the Dead, and yes, those last two are romantic comedies, especially Shaun of the Dead, which I will be doing a video about. However, my absolute favorite is John Tucker Must Die. Why? Simple. I wanted to be John Tucker. As a woman lover myself, managing to not only juggle 3 women, but to have them all be so enamored with me that they start a full-on brawl because the idea of anyone else other than themselves dating me is ridiculous. Instead of me running game on all 3 of them, being a more likely reality just doesn't make sense to them. Like that, they don't process that like that. Shit sounds sweet. Sorry, it really does. It sounds sweet to me. It sounds like a true Mac from way back. You know what I'm saying? A player.
From the Himalaya.
As a young lady, I envy John. And 2 weeks ago, in order to satisfy my thirst of nostalgia, I decided to revisit a film that I haven't watched in years. In my viewing, I noticed 2 things. 1, this movie should not be set in high school. 2, John Tucker is Regina George.
Evil takes a human form in Regina George. Don't be fooled, because she may seem like your typical selfish, backstabbing, slut-faced hoe bag.
In fact, John Tucker Must Die is a Mean Girls ripoff. It's not a complete ripoff because I believe there is some points of the movie that allows it to be its own film. However, it is heavily inspired by the 2004 cult classic. Mean Girls tries to spark conversations about individuality, social structures, bullying, romantic and platonic betrayal, and more throughout its runtime. John Tucker Must Die does none of those things. It kind of tries a little, but it fails. To me, it's because the setting is in high school. And to me, the themes of this film would be better explored if the characters were newly independent college students. Plus, it would make more sense with everything that happens in the film in general. Instead, it steals a lot of memorable moments from Mean Girls to tell the story of player versus player. The most memorable being the premise: a scorned lover using an unknown new student to enact revenge on the most popular person in school. In John's case, lovers. Player number 1, Kate. Kate is a loser. A nobody. The unknown new student whose only characteristic besides being a no one is having a hot mom. Hot bird brain mom. See, Kate's mom, Lori, gets played by every man she dates. So much so that Kate doesn't even bother to remember any of the guys' name, opting to call them Skip instead, because they're gonna skip out on her mom. Get it? And whenever Lori gets her heart broken, she uproots her and Kate's life to move to a new town to mix and mingle with a new batch of guys. After a few months in this new city, Kate finds out that the most popular guy in school is a true student of the game. I mean, valedictorian, 4.0 GPA, AP classes, perfect attendance, honor roll, graduating top of his class. Player. This is player number 2, John Tucker. While working, Kate discovers that John is dating 3 women at the same time, which isn't wrong. Yes, John is wrong for leading them all to believe that they are the only woman that he's seeing at the time. That is wrong. I'm not going to argue with that. However, he never asks any of them to be his girlfriend. Never. He's literally dating them. That's the definition. He's literally dating them. I don't know about you, but dating isn't boyfriend, girlfriend, 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 boyfriend, boyfriend, they, them, insert pronoun here. That's not dating. That's a relationship. And dating and a relationship are not the same thing. In order to be in a relationship, you have to ask someone to be with you exclusively. You have to ask someone to commit to you and you commit to them. It has to be a conversation had. You can't just assume that because you've been on a couple of dates and y'all like each other that y'all are together now in a relationship. No, a conversation has to be had. And John only has this conversation with one character. And it's not any of them. These three women are the overachiever and most likely to be valedictorian, Carrie, the head cheerleader, Heather, and the sexual liberated, bi-curious animal activist, Beth. She gets slut shamed often throughout this movie, and I don't like that. And she's the only one out of the three of them who has actually slept with John. I don't like this for multiple reasons, mainly because if you age all of the characters up by 3 or 4 years and put them in a university, literally no one would care that she's having sex with John. All three of them probably would have done it. Like, and that's what, I don't think this movie should be set in high school. And I also don't like how they treat Heather, okay? Everyone treats her like she's an inconvenience more than any other character, even though she's unapologetically being herself like every other character, except Kate. Like, every single time someone rolls their eyes at a character, it's usually towards Heather, and I don't appreciate that. And yes, it's because she's the only black girl. But anyway, John manages to keep dating all three of them under the radar by purposefully dating girls who would not interact with each other. Then he tells them that them dating has to be a secret because his father doesn't allow him to date while the basketball season is ongoing. They all find out about each other because John winks at a gym teacher. She has a heart attack, and now all the girls' gym classes sync up like periods. There, Heather sees Carrie whispering to another girl that she's dating John Tucker. Then she hits her in the face with a volleyball.
They start to tussle, and then Beth tries to be the peacemaker until Heather says that she's dating John Tucker, which causes Beth to hit Heather with a volleyball. Kate gets dragged into it because Heather tries to hit Beth back, but ends up throwing the volleyball at Kate's face. The gym teacher gets involved, and it just gets very chaotic for like 10 seconds.
Leading to all four of them getting detention. Kate arrives early to detention because she's a nerd.
Where is everybody? Detention?
You came early to detention?
And meets the other Tucker, Scott. He's John's little brother and immediately becomes smitten with Kate after their encounter. And while Kate is waiting for detention to start, all three girls confront John individually, not together like one would and should, because they're pick-me's. And there will be many instances of them showing this behavior throughout the movie. And he runs the same game on all three of them.
You question it because you're the only girl for me? Damn! He said the same thing to all of us.
Pissing Kate off. She gets irritated.
Cheerleader?
Oh, like he'd take either of you two seriously.
Do not lump me with her.
Oh, so what now? You're better than me?
Shut up.
Excuse me?
What?
She breaks down how John runs his game, which she learned from watching her mom fall for it all the time. See, Kate knows how to play, she just hasn't been off the bench yet. She alludes to wanting to play, but from the sidelines, like Kate want to coach. This impresses Heather, Carrie, and Beth, and they show up to her doorstep the next day with a revenge plot. All of them want to ruin his reputation. It's starting to sound a little bit familiar, isn't it? All of them want to ruin his reputation so that he can't get girls, and then eventually they all will dump him. Now, this is another reason why I wanted to be John Tucker. Any instance, and not just romantic ones, where your ops have to link up in order to get their lick back, you are whoever you say you are. And in this case, John is a player, and he's also Regina motherfucking George, because nothing they do to humiliate him works. In fact, it just solidifies his popularity and his influence over the student body. Beth sets up a photo shoot for John so that they can tell his date in an entire movie theater full of people that he has herpes. The rumor gets cleared up and John wins an award. Heather puts estrogen in his protein powder to make him more feminine and emotional. And while this plan fails, Scott makes it obvious that he is crushing on Kate, and she peeps his game as well. Unlike with John though, she is genuinely flattered and interested in Scott. The estrogen causes John to act like he's on his period. I think that's what they were trying to go for. During a basketball game where he's playing against grown ass men who don't look like teenagers at all. They don't even look like CW teenagers. And this actually gets him more play because now all the girls in school think that he's sensitive. And with all this newfound attention, he dumps all three girls on the same day with the same game. Now Kate gotta come off the bench because John is something else. He's up like 3 points now, and so the girls come up with the ingenious plan of turning Kate into a mean girl. I mean, the girl of his dreams. Kate is hesitant at first, but Heather does this weird guilt trip coercion tactic. I don't know how to say that word, but you know what I mean. She blames Kate for making her mother look like Bernie Mac, even though Heather was the one who originally was stealing the estrogen pills in the first place. Like, she literally carried the whole bottle around with her, but it works and Kate's on board, so hey. First, they make Kate into a cheerleader, and this immediately gets her on John's radar. Kate almost folds instantly.
Cute. He said that? He did. Oh my gosh, I mean, you didn't even introduce me. Should I go talk to him? I'll go, no? What?
Stand up!
Which leads to the girls questioning her and finding out that Kate has zero dating experience.
Define anyone. Oh my god, I'm totally not ready.
So they tell her, play hard to get. This works, and John realizes after their first encounter that he has to step his cookies up.
Our new cheerleader. I'm obligated to buy you dinner. School rules.
Thank you, but I'm gonna have to pass.
He does this by sending Kate a dozen bouquets of flowers during a chemistry class where she is partnered with Scott. He also announces his number over the school intercom. This agitates Scott because now he knows that John wants Kate, and John usually gets what he wants. But Kate is now a formidable competitor in this matchup. Yes, she is romantically inexperienced. However, without exercising too much effort, she managed to capture the attention of a pair of brothers. If you can have two immediate family members or two close friends, people that are just in close proximity with each other on a regular basis, if you manage to get two of them to get at you, or you could get with them on your own, you are who you say you are. Kate plays hard to get after John approaches her for a second time after one of her classes because he knows her schedule. He's not only Regina George reincarnated, he's also a stalker. And it will be confirmed later on in the movie. For every other girl in school, the bouquet of flowers and announcing his number over the intercom worked, but Kate is different.
I didn't get a phone call.
I didn't have a pen.
You ate that.
So John goes to get some intel on her through Scott. Scott, being a total simp, tells Kate everything, leading to them having a little moment. Kate may be crushing on him too now. John completely shits on his little brother's chances with Kate for the time being, after pulling his next big stunt to get her attention.
See, I like this girl, but she doesn't know I exist.
Tucker! He asks Kate out during the last 30 seconds of a game. And with 4 seconds on the clock, Kate gives in, agreeing to go out with him. He scores not only a date with Kate, but the game-winning free.
He's a player. He's a player now. I know he's a player.
The girls lace Kate up with a boob cam, give her a short flirting lesson.
I'm gonna take you out tonight. Where do you wanna go?
I don't know, where do you want to go?
No, he's not in control.
Then send her off to a bonfire with John. A couple hours pass and John offers to take Kate home. She freaks out, knowing that he's probably gonna make a move on her. The girls can sense this too, so Beth makes a beeline to John's car where Kate is waiting alone, and does something. She gives Kate her first kiss in the front seat of John's Jeep. This gay awakening moment is ruined by Sinjin from Victorious. They flash the headlights at him, blinding John as he makes his way to his car. Beth hops in the back and hides under the mess that is John Tucker's back seat. They make it back to Kate's house, and to give Beth some time to escape, Kate asks John to walk her to her door. The sprinklers go off as they have their first kiss, soaking Kate's boob cam, causing a legit spark to happen. It was getting a little dark in here. Let me turn my light on. Oh, that does nothing. Now, here's where I feel like the movie falls short and why I believe the story will be better told through college students. We get to see Kate's first real interaction with her mom. Like, they've shared scenes before, but they're all short and involve other people. In this scene, they're having a one-on-one conversation where Kate tells Lori about herself after she tells Kate to stop running game on John because she might get hurt.
Honestly, how many John Tuckers have pulled a hit and run on you?
That's not fair. I have met some pretty nice guys lately.
Right, yeah. The drummer, the guy in rehab, and throwing that one from the tanning salon, and you've hit the trifecta.
We don't know how their relationship was before this conversation. We just know that Lori gets played a lot and Kate witnesses all the time. Plus, she kind of is a victim of Lori's emotional immaturity, which can cause resentment that obviously never crossed Lori's mind because she is hurt by what Kate says. Kate also lacks a certain level of respect for Lori, not only as a daughter, but as a woman. This is warranted. Like, it's fair for Kate to have these feelings towards her. However, with her being a teenager, the writers make this whole thing about her being a nobody and how this plan was her only chance to make friends and be noticed, which is fine, but now this whole moment and Kate's real motive just seems like a moment of teen angst, and it's easily written off as this later on in the movie. I think if she was a student in her sophomore or junior year of college who has experienced a taste of independence, comes back home during break, tells her mother about what she's been up to, Lori puts her 2 cents in and Kate gets her together, it would be a more impactful moment. Kate being in her early 20s, having distance from Lori, not worry about Lori packing up all their things to move again, would allow Kate to have a little more bass in her voice. I also think that it would cause Lori to truly reflect on herself, because this wouldn't be her teenage daughter having an attitude. This would be the woman she raised who has had time to reflect on her childhood without Lori's physical influence fogging her mind. This will force Lori to truly acknowledge how centering men has affected her relationship with her daughter. Moving on, John puts a stamp on his stalker status by circling Kate's block multiple times and non-stop calling her. She finally answers, telling him that some creep has been checking out her house and she's about to call the cops. Then John skedaddles, giving the girls their first point against him.
Let's go, girls.
The next scene is of John taking Kate on a date to the restaurant that she works at, where she saw him having his multiple dates, but John doesn't take her to his regular table that he takes everyone else. He takes her on a boat, and the girls weren't expecting this at all. They hitch a ride on a little motorboat and end up stranded after Heather beats the motor up, causing it to fall in the water. Now Kate is truly alone with him for the first time, making this a real date. John has a moment of honesty with Kate, telling her that he knows he comes off strong, but he can't help it. He goes in for a kiss, but Kate rejects it, subtly letting him know that he needs to take it slow. They're moving at her pace. The next day, the girls meet up with Kate to get the details on the date. Carrie comes up with a way to figure out how much John truly likes Kate. Heather and Bev sense that Kate may be developing genuine feelings for John, and to get Kate's head back in the game, Harry sneaks into the grown man locker room, because it's not the boys' locker room, and hides in one of the lockers like a young Tina Belcher to gain footage of John saying Kate is just going to be another conquest after the semifinals game. I'm gonna have to finish this tomorrow morning because I don't like how the sun is going down. It is the next day. The sun is out, as you can see, so let's wrap this up. The night before the game, Kate tells Lori about herself again before she leaves, when Lori's about to go on a date with a guy that's trying to spin the block.
No wonder I'm so messed up. I've never actually seen a functional relationship.
Who I date is none of your business.
Are you serious? Can you imagine growing up with a mom who only dates jerks? You don't really see how this affects me?
At the hotel, the girls show up to Kate's room to show her the footage of John after she starts getting a little bit soft and backing out of the plan again.
Whipped! Hold up. Hold up. I am not whipped, okay? John Tucker is not whipped. I will have you know that at tonight's away game,
I'm gonna be scoring more than baskets.
Okay, I got you on that one.
slam.
And this makes her mad. They convince John to put on nothing but a thong, scale the hotel balcony, and climb 3 floors down to sneak into her room. The room ends up belonging to the gym teacher that got hit in the face earlier in the movie, and she grabs John by the ears, dragging him through the hallways while blowing a whistle, waking all the students up, as well as the head coach. He yells at John in front of everyone. A couple of students takes pictures of him, and for the first time, it feels like John is genuinely embarrassed. But remember, John Tucker is Regina George. He completely owns the thong thing, turns it into a fashion trend amongst the men in the school. Again, there's no boys except Scott. John catches up with Kate, finally confesses his feelings to her, gives her his watch, and asks her to be his girlfriend.
Will you be my girlfriend?
Kate has won. Okay, she won the game. She went toe-to-toe with the biggest player in school, won his heart, and now she feels awful about it. She doesn't want to move forward with the victory lap that the girls have planned, and all three are set back into factory mode. They immediately get jealous. Again, remember, they are all pick-me's. They immediately get jealous with Kate after they see the watch.
This watch belongs to me. He deserves the best, okay? He obviously deserves me.
Stop it. You guys were supposed to be friends.
Well, friends don't say they're gonna do something and then totally screw everybody over.
Like I mentioned earlier, John never asked any of them to be his girlfriend. All of three of them believe that they deserve John's hearts and would have got them if it wasn't for everybody else. Kate, now feeling like they were never friends, because low-key they weren't, quits the plan and storms off.
You guys really think this is gonna help you get over John Tucker? You're either obsessed with destroying him or obsessed with dating him. Either way, it's always all about him. I'm done with it.
Scott, after being a background character for the last 30 minutes, sees that 3 of John's exes has clicked up and goes to confront Kate on behalf of his big bro. He tells her that she is no better than John because she played him the way that he plays every other girl, as well as basically saying every girl in school is a bird because they still line up to date John, knowing that he runs through the female student body like a track star. In fact, she's worse than John because she had a whole team behind her to help her scheme. Lori reiterates this, creating a moment of realization for Kate. She says she did all of this because she wanted to be somebody instead of being a nobody.
Felt good to be noticed.
Kate, you chose to be invisible.
What?
She decides to go to John's Sweet 16 to confess to him and the entire school. The girls make it there first, still wanting to hurt John by showing him that they all clicked up in order to play him. The movie ends with one last Mean Girl-esque moment. Kate gets on stage to give a big apology speech, and John literally just chalks it up to the game.
I lie. I pretend I'm whatever I need to get girls. It's wrong.
There ain't nothing wrong with hooking up with the finest girls in the school.
He's not fazed at all, and he promises Kate that he'll start being honest with the girls that he dates from now on.
And as hard as it might be for you to believe, I'm gonna start telling the truth. See you around.
Yeah, good luck.
Scott starts crushing on Kate, and the girls try to have a friendship that doesn't revolve around a boy. To build upon what I said earlier, there's nothing wrong with the identity crisis that Kate is having throughout the movie. But this isn't the only reason why she goes through everything. The girl was triggered. She got hit in the face multiple times during a fight that she wasn't even a part of because some girls got mad at each other for dating the same guy instead of getting mad at him for dating all of them at once. She gets triggered, spaz on them, ends up getting detention. Kate doesn't do detention. She showed up early. This is not what she does. She gets triggered again in detention and gives them the idea to get their lick back. That would have been it, but they roped her into it because she know the game.
Names like Baby and Sweetheart. Yeah, it's not out of affection. It's so he won't mix up your names.
But Kate was okay with that though, because this was her chance to make friends and break a guy's heart the way that she's seen so many guys break her mom's heart.
You've got a friend at the door.
What?
Kate is traumatized. Remember, the original plan didn't involve Kate seducing John. She's the only one that understood how he moved and she wasn't fazed by him. And sure, she liked the attention that she got from the girls, Scott, John, and the other students, but she tried to back out of being the one to play John multiple times. And what did they do in order to get her back in the game? Trigger her.
This is for every guy out there that's ever lied to any girl.
But you are not him.
They triggered her and manipulated her into doing their dirty work. Kate was fine with finally making friends, helping them embarrass their ex real quick, and having one real connection with a boy who liked her for her. Her identity was a problem, but it wasn't her only one. It wasn't her main one either. The movie tries hard to be Mean Girls adjacent, but the message falls flat because of it. It tells us that Kate's main issue is being unnoticed, but that is resolved 25 minutes into the movie. Like 4 people notice her and remember her name, engage in conversation with her by the 30-minute mark.
You're from chemistry, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm Kate.
Kate, right?
Yeah, Kate.
The real conflict with Kate is how constantly witnessing women center men over themselves is corrupting a young girl, making her a rebel with a cause. John Tucker may be Regina George, but Kate Spencer is not Katie Heron. And that's my 2 cents.
Swiss cheese, counterfeit, these nigga bitches. I'm talking about running off with pounds, man, you know I'm with it. I'm talking about chop 100 round, man, they get the flipping.